morning, everyone. Rick and Deb here. We are entering El Dorado, Kansas. It is Friday the 13th. It's about 9:17 a.m. The museum opens at 10 a.m. We're going to be going to the Kansas Oil Museum. So we got a little bit of time to kill. We're going to ride around a little bit and just let you see a tour of downtown El Dorado. Are they open? You want to go there for a little bit? Okay. All right, gang. Hold on here just a second. We got some time to kill.
In 800 feet, turn right onto US 54 East, East Central Avenue.
We're still going to do a tour of El Dorado, but we're going to go look around the thrift store just real quick.
In 300 feet, turn left onto South Vine Street. Take the second left onto South Vine Street.
I'm going to turn that off. We don't need that on now. Okay.
Take the next right onto South Main Street. In 1,000 feet, turn right onto US 54 East, East Central Avenue.
Okay. We'll be back a little bit. We're just going to look around here for a little bit if we can. I think I'm going to park over here. Okay. Okay. We're on our way to the museum. We might ride around when we get the museum done, but it's almost 10 o'clock, so I thought I'd go there and do the intro and get ready and go explore around the museum. But we are in downtown, smack downtown El Dorado. I think you turn right here, I'm pretty sure. And we're here. We got a pretty big area to walk around, so we're going to do that first.
Been here before. Yes, you have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, we haven't. Here we go. Kansas Oil Museum. We can buy it.
No, you've been in it. Because I sat through that and I for you.
Okay, here we are. We're going to park the car. We're going to pay admission, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, we might walk around first, but we might go pay admission first, and then we'll walk around here a little bit. All right, guys. We'll be back here in a little bit. Good morning, everyone. Rick and Deb here with Rick and Deb's Awesome Adventures. We are here this morning in El Dorado, Kansas. We are getting ready to go explore the Kansas Oil Museum. Been by here a million times, never explored it. There's an area outside to explore as well. We're going to do that later on this morning. It is about 10 o'clock on Friday the 13th. It's cloudy, but not raining. Thank goodness. It is cloudy, but it's warm. probably in the mid-70s or so. So, if you're not doing anything this morning, come on along and help us explore the Kansas Oil Museum. Come on along and join us. Okay, well, we just got our intro done, and we're getting ready to go inside the Butler County Historical Society, home of the Kansas Oil Museum. We're going to pay our way in. We'll probably just go through the museum first, and then we'll walk around and look at the outdoor exhibits. There's no breeze today at all, and it's very warm. It's just cloudy. I was really hoping it would not be cloudy this morning, but that's all right. I'd rather have that than have it be rainy or raining. Who's this gentleman here? Dedicated to the memory of Alfred Washington Ellet, October 11, 1820 to January 9, 1895. Brigadier General, U.S. Volunteers, Commander, Marine Brigade, Captain, 59th Illinois Infantry. Okay. This was erected at the request of his grandson, the late Charles Ellet of Palo Alto, California. Okay, all right. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn this off so we can go in there and get the admission paid, and then we will start with the tour this morning. Okay, well, we got our admission paid, and we're going to start looking around here. Here's some pictures. Whitewater Falls Stock Farm. I've seen that somewhere. Never been to it. Probably on the web somewhere. And here's an oil well. What powers the oil well right there. Okay. Some diagrams. Oh, they may not come out very good. Okay, and here's a larger look below. Oh, okay. That's the different levels. Admire, Lansing, Kansas City, Mississippi, Viola, Simpson, Arbuckle, Granite. That's just the different levels of soil. Some of these are named after, these are all named after, well, not all of them, but some of these are named after towns. Lansing, Kansas City, Viola, Admire. Well, that's a tall one. And yet, see, sand wheel, band wheel, walking beam, calf wheel, drill bit. Just shows how it works. Cable till rigs drilled Stapleton 1 and thousands of other wells in El Dorado field. In cable tool drilling, the bit is picked up and dropped over and over. Each time the bit hits bottom, it punches through a little more of the earth until the hole reaches the desired depth. Okay, well, that makes sense. And here's El Dorado oil and gas field. Here's just a map. Got some glare there, but it's this huge map of all their oil wells. There again, it's probably not real coming in real good. Look, I want to show you though. To run the cable tool rig model, turn knob to the right. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, see the now the hopefully the it's going to come back up again. Yeah, that just brings that drill bit up and down. Look at the size of that rope. That is good sized rope. Bull rope. The bull rope drove the bull wheels located at the base of the cable tool derrick. The bull wheels raised or lowered the drilling tools in the well Because of the great weight of the tools, the bull rope had to be very strong. This section of bull rope is 2 3/4 inches in diameter. And there it is. And here it's showing it drilling into the depths. Oh boy. Here's a larger, another oil derrick. Let's walk on around here. Now, there's a baseball cap, city services it says, motel memo and monthly expense diary, Skelly mileage meter. Oh, looks like that might be a wallet. Looks like maybe some matches and spending guide, and maybe a deck of cards back here. And there's 2 little gas pumps way in the back. Birth of America's #1 industry. Saucony Vacuum Oil Company. Cities service oils and gasoline. These are just like advertisements. Beat Winter to the Punch, Texaco PT, antifreeze, Texaco Fire Chief, Texaco, the Texas company, Havoline Motor Oil, The Pleasures of Motoring, Mobile Oil Company, Rochester, New York. Oh, this is huge. This is your different grades of oil. And there's your rods. And of course, the rods would connect to the drill bit. There's a Eagle Drilling Company, Eureka, Kansas, back there. Rotary drilling rig, 1/16 scale working model, built by Gary PUGH, Eureka, Kansas. And then here's the rods that would take to actually do the drilling. Hands off, it says. You can't bother, and I don't blame them. Here's a big rig, Eagle Drilling Company. That would be hauled the pipeline, I suppose, the rods. We've got some cars back here, a Porsche it looks like, and then another truck with Eagle Drilling on it. Eagle Drilling, Rig 2. Pretty good models, they really are. There's the engines and that sort of thing back there. Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can just kind of get back here just a little bit. Here we go. Took a lot of machinery and engines to run these wells, to drill for oil. City Service Gas Company dispatcher. 10 gallons of gasoline free, it says. Skelly guarantees you either 10% more mileage or 10 gallons of Skelly Supreme gasoline free. Okay. Heavy duty mobile oil. Talking about passenger cars and tires. It all helps with your gas mileage. Skelly announces a new advanced gasoline, refractionated. Okay, all right. Here's another layout of the oil wells that you see, pumps that you see around. And of course, here's the storage tanks. Of course, that would be where they would store the oil. It says to run pumping unit models, turn knob to the right. Oh, what's this down here? Huh. Okay, well, that's okay. That's all right. I don't see anything. I don't see anything moving, but that's okay.
Not plugged in.
Oh, there's no power. No wonder it's not plugged in. Okay. I didn't even notice that. Here's somebody taking a break. Look at there, Holly Frontier. Taking a break. Boy's got the gloves and the safety shoes on and the hat, emergency response El Dorado. Okay, that's cool. Okay. I think there's a lot more to see. We're going to make our way around to the other part of the museum. Okay. There's a vintage truck back there. Looks like that might be a Dodge. I don't think that's what that is. This must be telegraph or electric lines. Okay. This would take a lot of work to put all this together. They did a good job. Okay. They've got a weight machine. Guess your character readings. It says have a penny, see your weight and tempt your fate. Okay. I got some candy up there, it looks like. Different kinds of candy. Gusher gift shop, it says. Okay, they do sell some t-shirts. Here's one that says Kansas Oil Museum. Oh yeah, those would be nice. And here's a memorial research facility. If you so desire, you can go in here and do research if you need to. They got a quite extensive library in here. Boy, really nice. A lot of books. Oh, look at this cabinet. This is really beautiful. I got to show you this. El Dorado, Butler County. Butler, Kansas, Butler County. Look at this cabinet. It's absolutely beautiful. Really very beautiful cabinet. Okay. Okay. Now we go in here. I'm going to look around a little bit in here. Oh, there's a wild turkey. Look at that. Glory of the Hills. The Flint Hills is a fountain of energy flowing through the plants, animals, and humans. Experience the ecological distinguishedness of the tall grass prairie. Discover the land is more than soil and limestone. Be inspired by the landscape and history of the Flint Hills. It says, I'm a bison. Oh, that is very... Touch an animal pelt. On the table are the pelts of some common wild animals of Kansas. Try to guess which animals they are. It says, please touch. Oh, yeah. It says, this is a bison, the big one down here. And this one here is a bobcat. It says, I am a bobcat. Oh, very soft, very nice. And then here's a coyote. And then a beaver. It says, I'm a beaver. That's what this is here, see? There's a picture of some bison. So the first people of Flint Hills Wichita Grass House, Kansas State Historical Society. The Wichita tribe lived in Kansas between 13 and 1700s. They were known as and I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry, for their practice of tattooing raccoon-like designs around their eyes. Their life centered on hunting and gardening, raising corn, beans, squash, pumpkins, and tobacco. The tall grass prairie was an ideal hunting ground for buffalo, elk, antelope, and a variety of birds. And I'm assuming this is what they ground their meal with. I would assume that's what it looks like. And here's some artifacts that they found. Arrowheads. Pottery. The land of possibilities, humanity's impact on the tall grass prairie continued. Expansion of the West was driven by settlers searching for land and business opportunities. Crops would soon replace the wild grasses of the Great Plains. Advancements in technology brought a mass exodus of people to this region and a massive reduction of the tall grass prairie. And then here you've got a cabin. It looks like it's kind of dark in here. So it's like a little cabin. Here's some pictures of some folks sitting outside the cabin. See, this would be, of course, the outside of the cabin. And then I try to show the inside, but it's kind of dark in there. Natural homes, dugout homes, were simple. That homes dug out of the side of a hill. The roofs were made from scrap wood or soil. Safe from prairie fires, dugouts were also warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I can't get much closer. That's about the only close I can get. And there's some more examples of the log house, with the windmill. There's with hay harvest, shocks of corn, the hay fields. There's an old I'm assuming that's an old radio. Now what this is, it looks like an iron. That looks like an old iron sitting there. And then here's the farmers should all have that power for lighting their homes and for innumerable uses in the daily task on the farm. Yeah, just how they lived back then. Here's some farm tools. Oh wow, we've got a lot more to see back here. This is advertising the Butler County 4th Annual Fair, El Dorado, Kansas, September 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And then here's a beautiful old organ. Look at that organ. That is beautiful. Look at that. That is beautiful. And there's some flowers and some fruits. Down says, meet me at the fair. Origins of the Butler County Fair. According to available sources, the first county fair was held October 2nd through the 4th, 1872, north of Towanda. Mary Lamb, eyewitness of the first fair. There's 1884, 4th Annual Fair, Butler County Exposition, El Dorado, Kansas. And there's some more squash and preserves and that sort of thing from the fair. Oh boy, there's a, oh yeah, look at the horns on that thing. Wow. Raising beef. The Texas Longhorn cattle became the foundation of the American cattle industry, known for their massive horns, which could grow up to 6 feet. These cattle had stamina and to survive harsh elements and make the long cattle drives. There's a gentleman who has arms on each of the cattle there. And you've got different breeds of cattle: Black Angus, Galloway, Shorthorn, Hereford, Charolais, just your different breeds of cattle. Cattle and cash. Once the buffalo had been hunted to near extinction and the long Texas cattle drives had come to an end, Kansas became one of the country's leading cattle states. They've been doing for over 100 years. Cattle and grazing on the lush blue stem grass of the Flint Hills. More than just a romantic image, the cattle industry is a powerful image in Butler County and Kansas economy, providing employment and economic benefits to thousands of Kansans. Beef is the second largest export from Kansas, and the state ranks second in the nation for around annual cattle production. There's a pretty picture of horses surrounding a stream, a waterfall. That's really pretty. There's some wildfires burning, which we see that usually every year, once a year. Prairie blaze. Pasture burning results are the same now as they have been since the settlement of Kansas. A tall grass prairie that blankets the Flint Hills with a rich variety of grasses and wildflowers. Pasture burning is a springtime ritual in the Flint Hills. Burns are scheduled just before during growth initiation from mid-May to early May. From mid-April, to early May. Over the years, pasture burning equipment and techniques have become more sophisticated. In the past, some ranchers simply threw lit matches into the grass and dragged a burning ball of dead grass across the prairie from horseback. Some tied a log chain to a kerosene-soaked bale of hay and pulled it behind in the truck. Others pulled a rake through the clumps of burning dead grass to spread the fire. Today, technology has mechanized the operation as ranchers use commercially manufactured devices such as kerosene weed burners, propane branding fire torches, and military surplus flamethrowers. That's how they do it today. Flint Hills Cattle Country. To write her history of agriculture and ranching in Butler County is to write about most of Kansas history. Agriculture and ranching have shaped and driven the state's economy, politics, and cultural traditions. Today, the products of Butler County's ranchers and farmers feed people around the world and contribute to the strength of the economy. The development of the cattle industry in Kansas was a picturesque one. Longhorn cattle were driven up from Texas, loaded into railroad cars at Kansas towns, and shipped to eastern markets. In the 1860s and early 1870s, Texas drovers arrived in the Flint Hills on their way to Abilene and other railheads. They had purchased the Longhorn steers in Texas for $3 to $4 a head, grazed the herds on the nutritious tall grasses, and then sold them for up to $30 a head at the railhead. There's some more pictures of the Qatar Corn Festival right there. King Kafur, corn was a primarily crop grown by early settlers. High yields were produced at first, but soon the virgin's rich nutrients would be stripped, and drought made it nearly impossible for corn to grow. Kafir corn was originally grown in Africa and introduced to the United States in 1876. It was a coarse plant that grew 5 to 8 feet tall and was used for both animal and human consumption. Its ability to grow on thinner soils and in drought conditions made it a welcome crop to Kansas and Butler County. Looks like Phoenix Insurance Company, farm grain insurance. Oh, the certificate for farm grain insurance. From food to fuel. Okay, now here we have fencing the frontier. Look at that. That would be to grab the hay. That device right there. Victorious and trumpet. High-issue improved S-bar steel fence wire. Some of the various barbed wire used by early Butler County pioneers. There's a whole string of different kinds of barbed wire. You had Scuff's patented 4-pointed steel barbed wire, Champion barbed wire, and then Washburn and Moen steel barbed fencing. And then there's a coil of barbed wire. And here you'd have the gloves that you'd have to wear, the tools that it would take. And then there's a post hole digger right there. Stacked stone fences. And you see this if you, there's highways that you can drive where you can see these. Good fences make good neighbors. And he talks about the barbed wire that was used. Barbed wire, the devil's rope. And here's a tractor that would drill the holes for the posts for the barbed wire. Fencing technology shaped and defined the rural history of Butler County, raising both cattle and crops. Fencing was a necessity and available materials influenced the types of fencing used. The Kansas State Legislature also influenced fencing technology. In 1867, a law was passed promoting agriculture development by paying settlers to build stone fences and grow hedge fences. Okay. Oh, here you go. This is the Fordson Model F tractor. I actually saw one of these at our steam engine and gas show there in Winfield. I saw a Fordson Model F tractor there. Tractor was produced between 1917 and 1928. The engine was a 4-cylinder side valve unit which produced 20 horsepower at 1,000 RPM. Ignition was identical to that used in the Ford Model T car and consisted of a low-tension flywheel, magneto, and high-tension coils. The clutch was of the multiple disc and oil type. Final drive was worm gears. Lubrication was of the splash type. Oil was caught in a funnel and conducted to individual trays in which the connecting rod cap projections were dipped. Engine cooling was by the thermosiphon method. And here's a diagram of the tractor. Let's go take a look at the actual tractor. Like I said, we've seen one of these at Kansas Gas and Steam Engine Show. You'll notice the metal wheels. Of course, there's the back wheel. It's partially covered. But they say the tractors were just the right size for what they needed them for, harvest time. Behemoth machines, giants of agriculture. Now, the steam engine, these big, huge steam engines, that was also at the Kansas Gas and Steam Engine Show in Winfield, which I've done videos on every year now for quite a few years. I actually walked beside them as they rumble down the dirt road. They're very extremely heavy and they make quite a rumble as they're being driven back and forth. Now here's a secret language of cattle branding. These are different kinds of brands which would identify that brand with that owner of those cattle. It's help prevent cattle rustling, stealing of cattle. And here's the branding irons right here. That's what you would brand your cattle with. It says you could use the stylus at the top of the tablet to draw a brand. Somebody's been drawing a brand on it. I'm not very good. I'll see if I can draw one. Let me see here. That's very bad. I'm not perfect at I don't know if you can ever get that off of there now. But yeah, somebody just wrote a B. That's supposed to be, as you can tell, RH, that's not very good. But, anyway. They talk about moving cattle grazing, management, and of course the different brands we just spoke of. They were just letters, numbers, and symbols that represent the ranch. Brands that are burned into livestock's hip are read from top to bottom, left to right, and from outside in. Good brands simply designed, yet created in a way that cannot easily be altered by thieves or rustlers. That's what the whole point behind the branding. Okay, I think we've already been all through this area here. I don't think I've missed anything. I always enjoyed looking at the old tractors. It's just amazing that they can last that long. Up here you have some saddles up there, and Anti-Horse Thief Association 1900, and it just has individuals that participated in that. Lumber for this display is from 5 barns built in the 1870s and 1880s in the northern part of Butler County. Home sawmill cut, handmade and wrought iron square nails, wooden pegs. And this is a storage area. It's too dark. I can't. It's very. They're supposed to have lighting, but the lights aren't on. But that just has saddles in there and just various kinds of equipment that you would need. It's too bad they don't have, they got lights up there, but they're not turned on. Okay. Well, all right. That's all the better I can show you in there. We're going to try to make our way on. Okay, this says Butler County Courthouse, 1908. I bet you this is the original floor. So this is supposed to be the courthouse. We're going to go inside and look around here a little bit. Here's some ribbons. Member GAR, Potwin, Kansas. We've been to Potwin, Kansas. They're just different metals. That's not very good. I can't really show you. Welcome GAR. GAR banner used by W.H.L. Wallace, Post 66, El Dorado, Kansas. Okay, and then here's a Civil War commemorative poster. When peace when the Union is restored, war until it is. And they've got the Company D, 9th Kansas, and the Voluntary Cavalry. And then Grand Army of the Republic names. And here's some gentlemen, evidently, that was involved in that. Taken outside the GAR Post Hall, 204 West 1st Street, El Dorado, Kansas. And that's where that picture was taken. And then here's the Women's Relief Corps. Women's Relief Corps is an enrollment of 168 members, has been an important factor in El Dorado's patriotic and civic life since it was founded on November of 1883. The first meetings were held in Wingert H.S. Hall. And that shows the women that were involved in that. And then there's a bugler there with a bugle in his hand. And then here's the Grand Army of the Republic. And then here's some gentlemen that were involved in that. And here's some swords. This is a GAR ceremonial sword. And then they've got a big musket type rifle. Again, it's kind of dark and it's can't really see very well. Just some more ribbons, like annual annual reunions. The Golden Jubilee. The Soldier State. Excuse me. Lost my voice there for a while. Okay. Anatomy of a wagon wheel. This just shows you all the different components of the wagon wheel. That's pretty good size. Drake Well, Pennsylvania. California Gold Rush, coal mining. During the California Gold Rush, gold was traded by miners for food, supplies, and lodging. Kerosene or coal oil was an inexpensive fuel source for lamps and replaced whale oil. Crude oil was sold for use as wagon wheel axle grease and medicinal liniments. Humans have bought, sold, and traded goods made from natural resources for centuries. Product value is determined by the amount of the resource available and demand for it. The sale of goods and services are vital for businesses and beneficial to the economical growth of communities. And here is a wagon wheel measuring tool. And there's a wagon wrench, and there's a wagon hub wrench right there. Mica axle grease. Axle grease used to lubricate wagon wheel axles. The Standard Oil Company, Indiana, produced its original 25-pound bucket of mica axle grease around the 1890s. Okay. Boy, there's a lot more here than I was really expecting. Moviegoers in front of the El Dorado Theater to watch The Gay Intruders in 1948. These are just more movies. Texaco sign. And this is, looks like a movie theater, maybe an old movie theater. They show here, there's the Empire Fire Station number 14. And that's probably a hospital right there with a cross on it. And yeah, let's go back here, see what this says back here. The county seat town is transformed by oil into an energetic city with engineering, industrial overtone. Yeah, these do look like church pews. They sure do. At 2 years old, the city service discovered El Dorado fields looked like this. That's what they looked like back in the day. Oil, the science, the history, and the effects. Okay. Laughlin, Simmons and Company, geologists apply here. Okay. The tools on this stand for a cable tool rig. Pieces include the rope socket with a stinger attached to the side, the jars, the mission swab, and bit. There are different ways you can string these tools together, but the bit always goes on the end. Feel the bottom of the bit. The tool dresser has pounded the bottom so that a point has been placed there. The 4-inch bit was used to drill inside a 4.5 inch casing. The jars, which has two pieces interlocked together, are used when a bit becomes hung up in the hole. The extra space or stroke helps to jar the bit loose so that drilling can continue. The rope socket goes on top. The stinger or metal rope carries a load of tools. The stinger is passed down through the socket when drilling. The stinger allows the tools to turn a quarter of a turn so that the hole is even. This mission swab looks like a large Q-tip with rubber rings. The tool is used to pull fluid out of the casing. Yep, and then there they are, down there at the bottom. I bet this is a surveyor right here. This would have been a surveyor. See the surveying equipment there. Okay. Now here is pictures. Here is a drill bit. The actual drill bit is right there. The bits on this stand are rotary drill bits. Two different kinds are displayed, button bits and tool bits. Can you tell the difference? Button bits have a smooth, round surface similar to a button. These bits drill through all the Earth's formations shown in the exhibit. The tooth bit has a sharp, jagged surface. The length of the teeth will vary from different formations. It is made to drill through. Tooth bits are changed between formations, and button bits will drill right through. So yeah, these are just the different kinds of bits. Here's a rotary drill bit. Yeah. Oh, it's almost too much to look at. There's a lot in this museum. I didn't know it consisted of all this. And here's the rock, the formation of oil. And you got Admire, Huebner, Toronto, Canson, Lansing, Kansas City, Altamont, Pawnee, Cherokee, Arbuckle, water tables, and this is different. Fort Scott, Cherokee, Viola, Simpson, and these are the rocks that you would find, or the formations that you would find at those levels. What they were drilling through. It's what they had to drill through to get to where the oil was. Because gas is formed relatively easy by decay given enough time, but oil is an entirely different matter. To form oil, it is necessary to have a specific kind of decomposition underwater or in rocks from which oxygen is totally or partially excluded. The rock that holds the organic matter must become heated to the temperature of a cup of coffee and remain in the narrow range between 50 and 150 degrees Celsius for at least 1,000,000 years. Even after it is formed, petroleum can be destroyed if the temperature of the host rock rises. Oil represents a tiny portion of the life that has ever lived. Is any wonder the term black gold originated? If the circumstances are not just right, fossils may be formed like those below. And that's kind of dark. There again, it's hard to see some of this. Retrieval of oil, diamond coring drill, brown quartz sandstone, Simpson's sand with oil, Simpson's sand without oil, viola, Simpson shale, conglomerate, Texas oil, Kansas oil, oil and water, see they don't mix. Alaska oil, and Pennsylvania oil. Here is the cable tool rig we saw in the other room. Here's the rotary rig that was also in the other room on display. And here's a rotary drilling method which uses a spinning bit with various surfaces to cut deep into the ground. It requires less time and fewer people. The method replaced the old cable tool in the late 20s and 30s. The seismograph was recorded by Mr. Guy Eschler. This is a seismograph record. It just shows you the depths. Okay, see if we can go on around here. A bunch of newspaper. Butler County and the Great War. Different newspaper articles. The United States now at war. Declares war on Germany. All cast to fight to win the war with wheat. Remember the first thrill of American liberty. It's just a lot to read. It is just, there's a recruiting poster. Uncle Sam, I want you for the U.S. Army. Yeah, there's just a tremendous amount of material here. There's the steel helmets that were worn. World War I helmet. Those are World War I. And then there's different helmets up there. And it's a bolt action rifle. Some more steel helmets. Please do not touch this old Army uniform. Sandbags would make up, like they had trench warfare is what it is. And these would make up your trenches. This is the National World War I Museum Memorial in Kansas City, Missouri. I'd like to go there too sometime. Trench warfare. It wasn't a new phenomenon, it says, to the Great War, but widespread World War I and changed modern warfare. They were just waiting for trenches were dug in a way for soldiers to protect themselves from machine gun fire, heavy artillery, and poison gas. Oh, I'm telling you now. Hard Times and Changes, 1945 to 1965. See, May 26, 1953 caused the Walnut River's worst recorded flood, resulting in loss of 2 lives and more than $1 million in damage. And that's some pictures of the flood. In 1955, 5 new elementary school buildings were built. Jefferson, Washington, Lincoln, Skelly, and Grandview. Talks about the new high school in 1968 being built. And in 1968, El Dorado became the primary filming locations of the film The Gypsy Moths, starring Burt Lancaster and Deborah Kerr. The film was shot at the Fraser House on Star Street, along with several downtown locations as well. The El Dorado Lake groundbreaking ceremony was held September 12, 1973, and lake construction began in 1977 and completed in 1981. It was the Elite Opera House building on left with the awning. There again, it's hard to see. This is looking left on Main and Central. Second building on left is 103 North Main. In 1984, Getty Oil was sold to Texaco. Frontier purchased from the refinery from the Shell Texaco venture in 1999 and 2011. Frontier merged with Holly to become Holly Frontier. There's a buggy. Early settlement, 1857 to 1871. El Dorado was first established near the present site of the Frontier Refinery by Captain J. Crackland and a group of free soil men from Lawrence in June of 1857. Here's the first courthouse. The first cabin in Butler County was built in 1857, owned by William Hildebrand. It was sold to J.D. Connor and was used as a trading post and post office. Now restored, it is a house at the Butler County Historical Society, home of the Kansas Oil Museum. We're going to be looking at that here pretty soon when we go outside. Yeah, it's just a lot of information. Grasshoppers were a plague to Kansas settlers in 1875. El Dorado's first school was constructed in 1872 on the northwest of corner Taylor and Central. This building was enlarged in 1879. See, this is the Historical Society plus the oil history. So you're getting both. It's kind of hard to show you some of this because it's so dark. Promotion floor to derrick floor, oil in Kansas. Here's a scale model. The Kansas Getty. Kansas Getty is the name of this ship. And here's a refinery. Look how huge that is. As you're coming into El Dorado, on your left-hand side, you'll see the refinery. Look at this. This would have been very strenuous and difficult to put together, I would think. El Dorado Refinery Company was started summer of 1916, shortly after discovered oil in Butler County. Busy was the word. I bet they were too. Midland Refining Company was built in 1917 on 80 acres 2 miles south of El Dorado. And it's just too much. I mean, this is just, you just have to come here and look at all this. It's just crazy. Huge. And there's different kinds of, the Sky Chief Supreme, Texaco, Skelly, oil products that would come out of this refinery. And I mean, it is huge model. I'm trying to show you all of it here. It goes way back in there. Wow. H2U-4 model. The hydro treating unit uses hydrogen produced by the HGU to remove sulfur and nitrogen from gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Removal of these chemicals reduces the smog forming emissions from petroleum-powered engines. In this educational model used as a visual aid for the contractors, 3/8 inch equals 1 foot. A 6-foot man would be 2 1/4 inches tall. The actual unit went online in 1994 at the Texas refinery, measures 160 feet long by 400 feet wide. Each of the two tall stacks are over 130 feet tall. Wow. And over here we have tools of the trade, it says. Rexico Inc., Finkel Lease, Butler County, Kansas. Oh boy. Wow. That's called a Scribe. 18-inch wrench, Walworth Company. And there again, this is so dark. I don't know. Combination pipe and nut wrench. A pin wrench. 2-foot tubing tongs. Helps break tubing or tighten tubing. Rod hook and rod elevator, circa 1920s. A casing cart. Big rig builder's tools, rather. Look how some of these wrenches are very huge. It's very difficult to really show you this. I can just kind of give you an idea. It's so, my shadows in the way. This is used for illumination on the derrick floor. Drill bit. Most important tool than driller's equipment. That's just one, and it's Pretty tall. Jars was used to jar the drilling tools loose if they become stuck in the floor. That's why they're called jars, because they kind of look like a jar. 3-prong grab. It's like a fishing tool to recover the tools. That's what this was. And then cable tool drilling bits. And of course, this is your piping. It looks like what you would, and look how large these are. They're huge. Profile of an oil man. Well, I think we've been all the way. I didn't go back in here though, but it just talked about a watery beginning. I did not get this part back here. We'll see if we can see what's going on back here. Use these glasses and magnifying glass to take a closer look. Yeah, they just want to take a closer look at this this rock formation here. And I apologize for the. Oops. It's just kind of dark back here to show you much. Limestone, Arbuckle, dolomite. It just shows you the fossils of Kansas. Oil began in oceans and seas that once covered the earth. During millions of years of time, marine life died and sank into the ocean's floor. It collected there in layer after layer, mixed with clay, sand, and other debris. The layers become hundreds and then thousands of feet thick. As the sediments built up, the pressure on the bottom layers increased and the temperatures rose. Bacteria took oxygen from the trapped organic material and broke the matter down, molecule by molecule, into substances rich in hydrogen, and carbon. The weight and pressure of the deposit squeezed the sediments until they become rocks called shale. And oil was born, locked tightly within tiny holes called pores in the rock. Mm-hmm. Okay, I tell you what, I think we're done with the inside of the tour. I'm going to see if I can use my camera and take some pictures of the areas that were they're so dark. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I think we're going to venture outside and do the outside portion of the museum. So with that said, we'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, we just about missed this back here. Looks like there's some old toys on display. Dominoes. I'm not sure if that's like a puzzle. Yeah, jigsaw puzzle. The old, what do you call that? Where you put the peg and the, I can't think. Tinker Toy right there. Crayons, metal toys down there. Oven. Some marbles. Cars, a cannon, just all kinds of, an old license plate from 1935. I did not even see this. We just about missed. We're getting ready to go on our way outside, and I just about didn't see this.
This is the children's area.
This is a children's area, yeah. And this is real dark back here. The wife's taking pictures. It's so dark back here. This says farm life. We'll probably just have to show you this in pictures because it is really dark back here. Here's an old stove. Now this is a bit more lit up. Here's an old stove back here. And something there, churn butter right there. And clothes kids can put on to be like reenactors or whatever. But that's what this is. This is kind of a kiddie area. A little dining room table there. There's an old tub back there. Rub-a-dub-dub. Read a book in the tub. Okay. And for little cowboys, they've got cowboy hats. They've got a horse saddle that with a rope that they can put on. Not put on, but hold or whatever to be a little buckaroo. Yeah, we just about didn't see this. Here they're talking about chickens. All domestic chickens are descended from the red jungle fowl of India. Oh, I did not know that. Okay, and I think, yeah, and the rest of this we've seen from earlier, so I think we're ready to go outside now. And we'll look at the outside exhibits. Now, no, I seen a door that said go outside, or two outside. Just have to find it now. Oh yeah, welcome to outdoor exhibit. Okay, yep, this is it. I knew there had a door back here somewhere. Oh boy. Well, now it is nice and shiny. Oh, that's a world of difference. Okay. Oh. Well, I didn't bring my extra batteries. I don't know if I'm going to get this done or not. I'm going to try. We'll just have to go through real quick. I'll just have to take pictures because I am I'm just about out of batteries. I forgot to bring my other batteries. It did turn out to be partly cloudy. It was cloudy earlier this morning when we got here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, here you go. Walnut Valley State Bank. Okay. Mrs. Addie Cowley Bradley was the first white girl born in El Dorado Township. Born May 4, 1858 and died February 27, 1938. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, this is really nice back here. This is a really nice museum. And this has some kind of markings on it. Not sure what those markings mean, but they're there for a reason. I'm just not sure why. Just make sure you get all that. Glen TP Bridge. Oh, 1902. Oh, this was a Glen something TP Bridge. Oh, this one, an old bridge. Oh wow, wish I could have seen that. And here's a mark. It says 1920 on it, and this is the something company. Fabian is a battery. I can't make it out. Tune something. I don't know. I can't make it out. Oh, June 1938 maybe. Oh, wait. Something company. Number 2 tank battery. Tank. Okay. It's an army. Okay. Got it. And back here is it's got a triangle in the middle of that rock, and I have no idea. They got a lot of brick and stone work back here. A lot of it's very old. District something 1924. Joe Switzer, architect. 1916. I don't know. Don't have no idea. El Dorado Township, a friendly community, 1944. That says 1904 on it. Daughter of S&A Chambers, June 29, 1894. Died June 15, 1902. El Dorado Lake, Lake El Dorado, 1927. Okay, all right. Really interesting. Elson Building, 1915. Junior high school. Okay. Erected by the city of El Dorado. Okay. All right. Headstones, cornerstones, memorial stones designated various milestone in Butler County history. Okay. Now there are several buildings. I don't know how many we can actually go through, but we're sure going to do our best. Let's go over here. We've got, okay. There's a clothesline, and there's an outhouse. Okay, let's walk around the front part of the building, and let's see if we can. Oh, look at that! The huge oil. Look at that! Wow, it turned out to be a pretty nice day after all. Let's go around and. I tell you the truth, I don't know which way to go first. I just want my battery holds out. I may have to finish it up with my phone. And this looks like a big. Oh, I know what that is. It's a big engine of some sort. And there's the wires, the cables that would run the oil derrick. Let's see if we can. Hopefully, there's no wasp in here. Acme, Titusville Iron Works, Titusville, Pennsylvania. Okay, and there's the cables right there. It's huge. And there's some of the wrenches that they would use. Another piece of machinery that they would use. Yeah, pretty cool. Delco gasoline engine, 1920. 2 horsepower, 32 volt generator. Okay, all right. Kohler light plant, 4-cylinder, gasoline, 1500 watts. Okay, all right. Now there's the cable. Look how huge that is. And then it goes all the way to the top of that oil derrick. I sure hope I'm getting all that. I can't really see. Steel oil derrick. This derrick is one of the last wood and steel derricks in which once dotted the Butler County side. Butler County countryside. It was built in the mid 1940s and is 100 feet high. 1930 cable tool drilling rig. Okay, we're going to try to walk up in here. Watch your step, it says. Exhibit Preservation Project. Okay, let's go on up in here. Wow, look at this. Building is huge. This looks like it might have been some kind of maybe a braking system or something at one time. Look at this. It's crazy. Danger, no smoking? Yeah, I would think so. And there's the other side of this cable. I want you to look at this. This is massive. I know you really can't tell it. I'm trying to show you all of it, but oh my gosh. This is just huge in here. Wowee. I mean huge. Looks like these might have been all different kind of connections, maybe. I don't know. chains and pulleys and tools. There's is that like a coffee pot hanging there? Okay. And some of the tools are just absolutely huge. There's another drill bit like we saw inside the museum. And here is wooden poles. I am not anywhere near being any kind of oil expert. I do the best I can just by judging what I'm looking at. But this looks like it was on a track, and this probably would stop the whatever, like a brake or something, because you got the gears, and then you've got that would fit in down into the gears, maybe making it stop. In very layman terms. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, well, I think we made it through there. Let's go on down. Oh, we can't go out this way. Let's go out the other way, maybe safer. This is really a super nice museum. The staff is extremely friendly and helpful, and just really nice people. And they do, in the past, they've had all kinds of documentaries and news sources and just everything have been here. I'm going to try to walk on around. Here's a toolbox right there, and here's all of your drilling bits as were described in the building. There's a bunch of them sitting out here. Yeah. All kinds of tools. And these are not little or small tools at all. Of course they wouldn't be because it's oil rigs and stuff. Tool rack is what this is. And all kinds of tools. Tool rack contains various cable tool bits such as fishing tools, jars, rope sockets, and elevators. These pieces were used by a joining cable tool rig. Many of these pieces of equipment were stored at yards and tool houses. Okay. Oh my goodness. This looks like a bed in the concrete at one time. And this looks like it might have had equipment in it. There's wasps flying around. I hate wasps. I've kind of got a phobia. I do not like wasps at all. I've never been stung, and maybe that's part of the problem. Here's a pole trailer manufactured by Spencer Trailer Company in Augusta, Kansas. This pipe was used to haul tubing. The narrow pipe located on the trailer, or casing, wider pipe. Tubing and casing is a various pipes that is used inside the hole. Okay. Okay, that's what that is. That's a pole trailer. Okay, we're going to go on back here and continue to look around. This may be a scrap area, I'm not sure, but we're going to look anyway. I'm going to give you as much as I can. Here, this little Yamaha, like a golf cart's got NASA on the front of it. That's different. Okay. Looks like it's set here for a very long time. And then there's an oil. That may be like an oil container. We'll look at it here in a minute. There's a little Frontier Oil sign. I don't think I'm going any further in the back there. We're going to go check out this tank. There is a lot here, a lot going on. This is actually a gun barrel. This redwood gun barrel tank receives fluid from an oil well. It separates the oil from water and other impurities. The clean oil then goes to a stock tank. Okay, well, I was kind of right. I was kind of right a little bit. You know, I've been by this for years, and I did not know it was this large. And there's still things down there to look at. Looks like another storage shed. And there's more equipment, more things to look at. Okay, we kind of missed some stuff over here, so we're going to walk back. What I can do is, man, I wish I would have forgot my batteries. I can always finish it with my cell phone. That looks like radiators right there. I'm kind of walking between structures here. Museum Restoration Facility, 1997. KT Oils and Gasoline. See, that's just where I came from. We're kind of between buildings right now. Baker Oil Tools Inc. Republic Supply, a subsidiary of Republic Steel. Fleet, the KT Oil Corporation, Motor Oil and Grease. The National NSCO Supply Company. It says City Service Pipeline, high pressure oil, and this says entrance. Okay. Oh, there's another way in, I think. Oh yeah, we don't have to necessarily go in this way. Let's walk around. The Tin Lizzie Building, 1914 International Truck, 1921 Model T truck, 1926 Model Truck, 1926 Model T Ford truck, and horse-drawn oil tank. Oh yeah, I've got to go see this. I don't know what's in this more modern big red and gray building. I suppose we're going to find out here in a minute. Let's kind of walk around here a little bit. Sovereign Service. Okay. PT Machine Company. There is a lot here. Okay, we're going to go check out some of our stuff here in a minute. Okay, and here's like the plaque was saying. Please do not touch. Oh boy, look at that. W.L. Walter Lee and B.L. Bertha Louise McClaskey Tank Truck Service, Virgil, Kansas. I've never even heard of Virgil, Kansas. But check this out. And then I want to show you something else. I tell you what now, look at all the barbed wire. Look at all that barbed wire. Just hundreds of different kinds of barbed wire. I don't know if that door. Oh, you can't touch. I can even look in really. Okay. Holler anytime. Tank cleaning plant. Do not touch the sleigh. Okay. I'm not going to touch anything. But this is what I was wanting to see, and I almost forgot it. The road goes on forever, it says. Yes, it does. Waste lube machine. Skelly Truck Stop. Here's the 1914 International Truck. Those are like flame type headlights. I mean gas-like headlamps. They run off of gas. I mean petroleum. Kerosene, that's what I'm trying to say. And there's a kit that would come with the vehicle right there. Very simple. Steering wheel and a gear shift. Or maybe not even a handbrake. 1914 International Motor Truck. How cool. Look, it's got chain driven. It's chain driven. Like you would like a motorcycle or something of that nature. It's chain driven. Then the back there says high explosives, dangerous. Wow, that's crazy. Phillips 66, and all kind of nails back here on the back wall. They're all round pegs or nails. Don't know, but there's a bunch of them. Here's a picture of a older vehicle. I mean, this is crazy. Here's an oil. This would hold your Standard Oil Company. POL. I don't know. I can't make it out. Something motor cars, Ford motor cars, maybe on that, and more barbed wire. More barbed wire, and a big Phillips 66 sign, huge. Texaco Star. Here's a weight and a with the wire and the I don't know. I'm completely lost. I don't know what that is. We're going to go on around here. Dangerous nitroglycerin. Oh, that's not good. Schuster Torpedo Company. This is an old Ford pickup. Wow, it's a 1950 Ford nitro truck. It says explosives in the back right there in the window. Wow. Kansas Oil Museum. Definitely want to get pictures of all this. Definitely want to. That door's ajar, but I'd better just leave it alone. Look at this. These old vehicles. This is like the makes it all worthwhile to sell these real old vehicles. Ohio Oil Company, a stop sign, motor rhythm makes your motors hum. When you buy gas, when you change oil, there's looks like a 1936 license plate. Here's the one from 21. It looks like Skelly gasoline sign, another Phillips. These would have been what I think oil would have been distributed in. Mobile kerosene. This is like a pump, and you would, whatever was in, you just pump it. Here's a 1 gallon fluid canister there. And yeah. Yeah, Kansas Oil Company. Kansas Oil Museum, rather. Yep. Very, very nice. George Carlin says, have you ever noticed anyone driving slower than you is an idiot, and anyone driving faster than you is a maniac? George Carlin. Okay. Please do not climb in or on the vehicles. Schuster Torpedo Company. We've already seen this. Nitroglycerin. And danger, nitroglycerin. Danger, nitroglycerin. That's crazy. Here's an old oil pump. Skelly regular oil pump. And look at all of the, that's just a whole ton of signs. City services, here's oil containers, gas containers. Look at this. All different, Pennzoil, Skelly, Supermile Master Tires. It looks like a brand new tire too, by the way. Just all different kinds of oils. A mobile oil. Here's another Texaco gas pump. Wow. Oh, here you go. Here's a neon black gold with the oil rig and spewing out the black gold. That would really be cool to see that lit up. I'm not sure. Oh, those are hubcaps. I think those are hubcaps. And then that was probably held gas or oil or something in there. Wood bed. Yeah. Now we got the door open on this one. There got your handbrake, your shifter, I would assume, and your clutch pedals, brake pedal, your gas pedal. Yeah. Very simple. It's a Ford. Yeah. Crazy. Peel Body Company, Tint and Elucid, Kansas City, Missouri. Wow, this was the cream of the crop now. I am telling you what. Really super nice. We'll have to come back and make sure we got pictures. And I'm not sure what's in this building over here. It may be empty. Oh, I think this is for events and such. There's nothing in here? Okay. I think she said something about an events building. But let's go over here and just kind of peek inside if we can. Yeah, that's what it is. There's tables set up. It's for events. Special events. It's a nice building. Looks like it's pretty new too. Real nice building. Okay, let's work our way down here. I'm still recording. Service animals only. Oh, this place is huge. Look at that. In memory of Keith E. Callahan, Callahan, fisherman, hunter, and friend. Oh, there's even more stuff over here. Okay, we're going to have to. This is crazy. By the time I think I've kind of made headway, there's something else to look at. This outdoor display, and all by itself, would be worth coming here. Now, this is tank batteries right here. This tank battery consists of redwood gun barrel tank, and two welded steel stock tanks. The gun barrel separates oil from water and other impurities. Each stock tank can hold 250 barrels of oil. Midwest Supply Company stock tanks. Each of these bolted metal stock tanks holds 250 barrels of oil. They receive clean oil from the wooden gun barrel and store it for shipment for a refinery. Okay. High pressure oil line, Magnolia Pipeline Company, crude oil pipeline, high pressure pipeline, warning petroleum pipeline, danger high pressure oil line, warning high pressure petroleum pipeline. Okay. And there's nothing in here. Okay. Okay. El Dorado Refining Products, El Rico. Nimke Pumping Unit, 1930s. It says come on in, but then it's locked up. Probably nothing there anymore. City Service Oil Company, Midian District Office. Here's a Canon out here, I'm assuming. Okay, let's see what this says. 1915 Canon. City Service pipeline set off in oil fields, put out tank fires, Note position of cannon to tanks. Oh, yeah, it sure is. Right in line with those tanks. So it puts out oil tank fires. That's what this did. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. I think I'm just about out. Okay. I wish I could have got to my other batteries. Okay. I think we'll have to just do pictures from now on, guys, because I'm completely out. All right. Okay. We're going to have to call it good on this one, guys. So we'll try to get pictures. Call this good. I'll make a slideshow is what I'll do. Okay, thanks for joining with us today. Hope you have a nice weekend, and we'll catch y'all later. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm going to put my seatbelt on. If you ever want to go to this Kansas Oil Museum and Historical Museum, be prepared, because there's 10 acres of property. The inside is just the tip of the iceberg. If you're going to walk outside, it's huge. It'd be a good exercise. I thought I was done. I still missed part of it. Had to go back and catch the rest of it. I mean, it's just crazy huge. There's more than what looks like we're just going down the road, I'll tell you. We're going to turn around and go back the other way here in just a minute. I just thought I'd drive around El Dorado a little bit for you. We're almost the outskirts of El Dorado now. I guess yesterday they had a huge amount of people there, and today I only saw 2 other people there while we were there, so we lucked out today. Let's go put our cases and turn around. Gotta make sure there's something where we're gonna turn around. Make sure there's nobody beside me here. Turn back, go the other way. No, here, we'll just do it this other way. Here we go. Turn and go back around the other way now. Okay. Okay guys, well we stopped and got a bite to eat. We spent about 3 hours in that oil museum, but there's a lot more to it than oil. There's also the history of El Dorado as well. If you ever get a chance to go, if you live within a reasonable amount of distance, I would highly suggest going. It's very interesting, really nice little museum. But about 90% of that's outdoors, and there's a huge area to explore. I actually missed part of it and had to go back because I didn't go down into it far enough. We have been driving around through El Dorado a little bit. We're going to drive on out, and I think we're going to head on home. I will insert this into the video, this little tour of El Dorado. I'm going to do the actual video. It'll be a slideshow too. I think for regular, I think it's $10 a piece. Seniors are $8 a piece. It's well worth the price. It's a nice little museum. But the outdoor area of it is quite a walk. It's pretty large. It did clear off. I mean, it's partly cloudy. It's a little humid, and it's like 83 degrees. And we just recently got our air conditioning fixed in our car here a month or so or two ago. I am so glad we got air conditioning fixed because, oh boy, it's already starting to get hot and humid. We're on Main and Central, right downtown El Dorado. Well, I guess I can go. Oh, I'm sitting here for it. They've got a historic theater here in El Dorado. They've got one in Ponca, and I've done a tour of that one in Ponca. Yeah. We got here about, what, 9:30, and it's 2:15 now, so, yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I thank all of my subscribers. Anybody out there that wants to subscribe, please feel free. Also to like and share. And just thank you for enjoying our videos. And as always, remember to go out and explore your world. Have faith, have fun, be safe, be aware of your surroundings, and just enjoy seeing different things and new places. As always, we will see you on the next video. So, goodbye for now.